welcome, my ninjas, to episode 2 of Profoundly Normal.
Excellent. Yeah. Sorry. Let's. Yeah.
We have
We have a special guest this week.
right.
We do have a special guest this week. So those of you for those of you who are listening for the first time and didn't catch the first episode, my name is Randy. We have
Montgomery.
and we also have Kaylee. And we have a special guest for the second episode. We got the homie Jamie.
Thanks for having me, guys. Thank you.
I know. We still gotta get that hype button in rotation. But it is Friday the 30th. Halloween is tomorrow, and we figure the second episode we can talk a little bit about some spooky stuff and see where that goes. And that's why I invited our friend Jamie over here to talk about some interesting things that I know nothing about. I've never actually heard about it until he mentioned it the other day, which is it randonautica?
So it's called randonautica. Have you guys heard of it at all?
I didn't hear about it until Randy said
I have heard about like the TikTok video from Alki Beach, but I didn't know that was the app until Randy told me that's the app that they use.
Yeah. So if you're doing it, it's called randonauting. Yeah, that's but it's randonautica.
How do you spell that?
Man, rando, R-A-N-D-O-Ka.
Like, is it K-N-O-T? Or is it N-A-U-t? Like nautical?
I feel like it might be like that.
Like nautical? Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking more like the shirt, Nautica.
We're probably very
There you go.
As long as you see the picture of the owl, that's the right app.
Okay, word.
Good. But the science of it is, it's because it's a science. It's it's based off random quantum points. Yeah, which is based off of on Earth, there's places that have higher energy and lower energies, and it's always changing. And it's like a way to break the matrix. You know what I mean? This is where you can be in a different dimension, or this is where usually supernatural things happen. So we're just gonna dive deep into this right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go. Okay, we're going. We're going.
When it hits you, man, just flow.
Let's go. Okay, so the story behind why it got so popular is these kids, right? TikTok, the app that's taking over the world right now. They decided to go randonauting, and they manifested something, because what it is you have to manifest something. Either you want to experience something, you want to see something. Imagine a dream board, but real life,
Yeah.
So and you're doing
It's not real life.
well, dream boards are real life. But you're going out and doing it. Honestly, I feel
my poor dream board is
Dreams don't matter.
Yeah, no offense. So what they do is you manifest something you want to see a color, or you want to experience love or death or something like that, right? You put it into the app, and then they'll send you some random numbers, which turns out to be quadrants or
sure,
yeah,
latitude, longitude type.
Yeah, exactly, around your wherever you're at, They'll either take you to multiple locations or just one location. And whatever you manifested, what you want to see, when you get to that point, that's what you'll see. So these kids on TikTok, they manifested something and took them to Alki Beach. And then they found a suitcase and oh, maybe this is what it is. This is what we were supposed to find. So they go open the suitcase, and there's oh, it smells. So they call the cops, and they're like, hey, it seems really off and weird. And then, they kick them out and they close out the whole area. And then later on the news to the public, everyone found out that, it was a dead body inside.
Oh, word.
Yeah, and then I don't know if you guys remember that story. It was in West Seattle. It was on the Seattle Times online or whatever it was.
Dang.
Yeah, there was a dead body and it was chopped up. And then that app, because of that story, the app just went off and everybody started doing it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Dang. And what exactly did they search for?
They never said. They never said. That's the thing.
Should I do murder?
I want to know if they search for fame.
Yes.
Ooh,
See, that was
because I mean,
Yeah,
they
that's
got really
interesting.
fucking popular by
that's
finding this
interesting.
body.
Yeah. Dude, it's all over YouTube too now. Like the videos they find, like some people. Okay, so the crazy one I saw was like, this girl. She wanted to manifest love, whatever. So send her the points. She manifested love. She's driving. It takes her to the cemetery, right? And then the point that it took her to was her grandpa's tombstone.
Oh, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's
So
sweet.
it's not all scary stuff, but it's like,
Yeah,
I mean, it's ghostly grandpa love, though.
it doesn't say it's how
That's
creepy is it?
not sweet. That's fucking creepy.
Creepy.
Yeah, I think I'm into that.
Dude, it's eerie. Like the videos you watch
Yeah.
on YouTube, like, oh my god, when this came out, I was like in a rabbit hole, just like looking at all these videos because some of it is creepy. Like one of the most popular ones is, you know, when you're reversing out of your car, there's that back camera sometimes, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So whatever they were manifesting, I don't know
If your
what.
shit's
they were-
working.
Yeah. So you see two people walking in the distance when you're just looking out behind the car, you know?
Yeah.
You're in the car. But then when you look at the reverse camera, there's nobody there.
Oh.
And in the video, they switch from back and forth. Like they just turn the camera. So I was like, dude,
Ooh.
I don't know how you can fake that, sort of, you know? But it was fucking creepy. It was like they're just doing that.
That's pretty
I
cool.
was so nervous that story was gonna make me afraid to use my backup camera.
She like puts it in reverse. She's like, don't look. It's like a jump scare zombie.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
I was like, oh no, if this is bad, I'm gonna not be able to use my car anymore.
We gotta tape like a spider or like something to her backup camera so she uses it.
Oh man.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
So-
man.
That's interesting with the. I mean, there's. I still don't really understand. I guess the thing with the when you were first describing the randonautica about all the different. What would you call it? Like different cloud points or.
Oh, random quantum points.
Random
That's what it's
quantum
called.
points and how different things vibrate at certain frequencies, and it's just like that really struck a lot of intrigue in myself because I'm like, oh, you know, there's a lot of things out there that we're not aware of because it is vibrating at such a different frequency.
So what is like your mind, your energy, you know? So whatever energy you're giving off, that's where it's going to connect you to. So that's what they're saying. That's what the app's supposed to do.
Yeah.
So it's like whatever you're thinking, it's like, ooh, let me take you to what you're looking for.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So
But it's kind of like once the app starts to like. The idea of it is very intriguing, but then once it's like associated with an app, it's almost like the skepticism
That's where it
starts coming in. Where I'm just like,
Through the
well, how like something? How can you code something that would be something that we don't actually sense or that we can actually experience? Like, where is that coming from? Or who's
it's
the
not
people
reading,
in the background?
how's it
like,
reading my biorhythm or whatever, you know?
and it's kind of like when I was trying to describe it to someone like, hey, have you heard about this? You know, I talked to my friend Dustin and he's just like, I've never heard of it. It sounds like a modern day Ouija board.
Right.
That's
And
what
I
it
said,
seems like.
oh, that's totally kind of what it's like. It's
They
a modern
even
day
warn you,
Ouija
they're
board.
like, hey, be careful when you're doing it because they even tell you like don't do it alone because it takes you to the randomest places. Like a lot of the ones like take someone like in their own backyard, like they've lived there their whole entire lives. They just go into the park and then they see houses that they've never seen before. Like this one girl, she did it. She's lived at this town her whole entire life. It took her down this metal trail, like a trailhead, and then the house looked super colonial and it looked abandoned, you know, like there was like cannons and stuff there, you know, but the house looked abandoned and she's like, I've never seen this. I drive past this all the time, I've never seen it. Because the idea is like we're sharing parallel universes, so it's like you just walked into another door, which is why you wouldn't see it, because for some reason the energy level in that area is high, which is why you're able to see it.
It's like it's almost like the universe is identical to this one, except for like that one house is still there, and she kind of slips in there and sees it or overlay,
Like a glimpse,
right? So if you're, in your opinion, then. Just because it sounds like you've done the most research on it, do you think there is like it's substantial kind of facts, or does it seem a little bit like hokey, or like people are just like kind of hoping for the best and they're looking for what they want to see kind of thing?
I definitely want to do it. Like I was like, I just don't want to download it on my phone because I'm like, you know, that's the thing.
Shit,
You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, what if this is just the black or the dark web? You know what I mean?
That's absolutely
It's the dark web
Yeah,
stuff.
it's absolutely dark
It's the
web.
dark web. I was like, oh my
No
god,
question,
we're
man, don't
conjuring the
even-
devil or something.
Yeah.
All right, let's get a burner phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, dude,
We
if
need
it-
that Nokia to snake. Right? You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say if it is something you guys are interested in, Dustin's totally down.
Dude, we could do like a live stream on the go of
my
it.
goodness.
Here's the thing too, is it would be better if we used a phone that had nobody's personal information on it, because like maybe the story of the grandfather, right?
Exactly.
What if they were like
That's the
research
thing.
last name, cemeteries in the area, blam, take it to whatever they have, whatever info the interwebs have. So if you do like a clean slate phone, right? No, but none of us are on there. Try to check the biorhythm, see what happens. You know.
That's what's up. Or I wonder, because do you need it constantly connected to like a cellular signal for like data? You think?
No, well, I meant
Because I mean,
it's like using a GPS. So
but I mean, it can give you like coordinates, right?
that is true.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you
once
put
it
it
gives
in?
you coordinates, you can just
just
get
go
rid of
through
it.
Because I was gonna say,
As long as
we
you
can
have the
just get like
Yeah,
we
write
can
it
get like a
down, put it on
generic
your phone.
phone.
Maybe I think so.
We can get a generic phone, no SIM card, no nothing. Wipe it clean, set it up as like brand new, no contact information. Go on Wi-Fi, download the app, get the coordinates, and then be done with it. And then we can just find those coordinates. I'm sure there's other things that we can.
You
plug
can
the
just literally
coordinates
type it
in.
in maps.
Exactly.
Yeah.
definitely.
And then go that way. So then that way it has no influence of whatever's stored on our phone.
Yeah, true.
Because like all those algorithms are funneling those ads depending on what we see. So
That's true,
probably
too.
could
Affect it,
influence. Because I'm like, behind an app is someone coding this app.
Yeah,
and it's just
yeah.
like they have the same perception of reality around us as that we do. I don't think they can sense the higher frequencies that we're unable to see. So it's like,
Dude,
I don't know.
Another theory is also like, because what if someone's just inputting in coordinates, right? And then you go there and they mug you or something, you know what I mean?
oh yeah,
That's one theory right there too.
Yeah. That's why we
Let's
just
not search for muggings.
Yeah. I don't want to manifest mugging.
let's
We'll
not
be like-
manifest a robbery.
A dope,
Briefcase of cash.
Dude, a
Like,
dope
let's go,
one I
boys.
saw, they manifested the color
Empty your bank
purple.
account, bring with.
Dude, the one I saw was dope because it's like, dude, there's no way it can be fake. It just seems real. She manifested turtles and the color purple, right? So drive
At the same time.
At the same time,
Okay,
both
okay,
things,
okay,
right?
okay.
So at the same time, yeah, and they go to this house.
Donatello, bro.
Oh,
It was Donatello.
Was it?
I thought it was him. Yeah, so they go, and then it's just like this crazy ass house that's painted like multicolors and has like little trinkets and statues, and like it's open to the public. You can walk in. It's like a little, and then she sees these little turtle statues, and then she sees the color purple because the house, the main thing is purple.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, yeah, you see a Ninja Turtle that's purple, and it's a Ninja Turtle. Donatello.
Perfect, done.
Dude.
Slam
That's
dunk, dude.
awesome.
What the hell?
I don't even know. I didn't even think of Donatello. Man. That's my dude.
Dude, that's the quantum right there. He just,
I need to be the hacker behind it, so I can be like, oh, purple turtle. Okay, take him to Donatello.
Where's the nearest Donatello to this person?
Exactly.
Dude. Wait,
That was dope.
so I guess the question is, if we were to
That's
get like this,
hilarious.
if we were to get this app and stuff, what would each of you guys search for?
oh, that's a good one.
I mean, not even like as a group. Like, if you, let's just say it's just
Maybe like-
hypothetical. Like,
Something in the middle, like Memento.
you just
And then just see what like
Oh, that's
trinket
good, that's
could
good.
come up, or some like
yeah.
something valuable to somebody that maybe they
How
lost. or
specific
something.
can you get with
Yeah.
this stuff?
Yeah.
Like
I feel like you
purple
can
and
get-
turtle. Like
yeah.
how many things can I put in there?
5 carats. Diamond.
Put in the description like man.
yeah, exactly. Tall, dark, and handsome.
A lot of people do money, and like they find like a couple cents or
Sure,
dollars,
something.
$5. So there's
That's
one girl that
interesting.
find like hella $100 bills in like a
shoot.
lunch bag.
What?
Yeah,
I feel like stuff like that must be like marketing. for, like,
maybe.
There's
Yeah,
there's
I was
some
gonna
reason
say,
running
yeah.
it to a coordinate and
Right.
then
Dude, the guy who created the app though, he's kind of weird too. Look, like he's hella into it. Like this is it's borderline cultish. It's like, oh
Yeah.
hey, it's
That's cool.
I don't know. Man.
Honestly, I'm really intrigued. We should probably fuck around with it.
So down.
I mean, I do have a.
I'm so down.
I do have a. Oh, be careful not to.
Oh my bad. My fault.
No, you're good. But I was gonna say I do have a phone that's not being used and it's currently like wiped, erased, clean, and we could like download on Wi-Fi at least, so we're not attached to anyone's actual personal information.
Ooh.
I mean, I think it's an iPhone. And you still have to like sync to like an Apple ID. We can just make an Apple ID for our podcast.
Dude.
it's not associated to anything, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
There'll be a business write-off too. Like, ghost adventuring, business write-off.
But yeah, we can like at least see where it takes. But you know, it's starting to like the more we talk about it, it's starting to have me think of that. You hear that thing of like, you never see a yellow car, but when you start thinking of
you
see a yellow car, right? And it's just like or with it's just that law of attraction essentially, like where you're looking for an opportunity. And then the opportunity shows up. But the thing is, when you're not looking for an opportunity, there's always opportunities around you, but you're not looking for it.
How many yellow cars did you miss when you weren't looking for it?
Exactly. Yellow cars are always around, but you're not looking for it.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
you know, writing it down into this app, it could just be a random just pin drop. But because you're looking for it, you see it. So it's not necessarily something that's vibrating at another frequency. It's just kind of like writing down a to-do list or you know, just making that your focus kind of thing.
That's true. I mean, so there was this one couple who manifested red and yellow, and everything on their journey, like they just pointed out everything that was red and yellow. But I was like, was this the thing that you guys were looking for though?
Yeah.
Or is it just weird that your journey to where you were supposed to go to was red and yellow? You know what I mean? Yeah.
There's probably every other color there too.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Oh
Yeah. And it's not like red and yellow is like this super rare thing or what they come across, you know.
The dopest one I saw though was
He's like, oh my god, my burger.
Double.
mustard and ketchup.
Big hamburger.
The dopest one I saw though, they manifested a stray dog because they wanted a pet, right? And it took them to the desert, like, you know, just a plain desert. And then a dog came out of nowhere, and it was like one of the friendliest dogs ever.
That's pretty fascinating.
That's fucking crazy.
And these are all different accounts from different people.
Different people. Yeah. They do a lot of compo videos on YouTube. A bunch of them. But
like, how would it be reading random quantum points?
That's where it's hard for me to like. I'm like
there's no special instrument on your phone, right?
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. Does anybody remember the movie Wanted with Angelina Jolie?
Absolutely. Not because of Angelina Jolie. That was actually
that was a good movie.
I enjoyed that movie.
But do you remember when
the Curving of the Bullets?
Yes, I remember. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, is this the Curving Bullets movie?
So,
anyways.
Well, I remember that movie for her too. But anyways, do you remember how they got their kills? Like who they knew to kill? Like how
did they do that?
There was that sewing machine,
and it would drop.
It would drop numbers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like each stitch was a certain number.
Oh, like the mistake or whatever.
Exactly. Like and I was just like, that's what it is. So I feel like it's like a number generator. You know what I mean? And that's what it is.
Any accounts of like people being like, this is nothing that I asked for?
Yeah, because there's I think there's an actual YouTube channel now, like a TV show that they dedicated to making it. You know, they put it in. They're like, okay, I don't know what to look for, but it just took them to like a creek, and they couldn't find what they were looking for. So it's either they're interpreting it. They have to interpret it too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
which goes along with kind of what Randy was saying earlier.
Yeah. So that's the
you're sort of making it fit your idea of what's going to happen.
Well, some people are really going to want it to work, so they're going to make it seem like, oh, I found what I'm looking for. And other people are going to be like, I don't want this to work. There's no way it's real.
Exactly.
So they're going to try super hard not to find what they couldn't.
Very good point.
That's true.
Yeah, very good
It's
point.
that law of attraction, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Oh, the craziest one I saw. So I think they manifested the word friend, right? It took them to like this abandoned building. It's just abandoned, and there's like hella graffiti all over it. But there was a graffiti of a picture of a girl, and the girl looked like their friend who was looking for it. And then when you put it,
Whoa,
it's
that's
like
pretty
someone
spooky
painted
story,
her.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit! Like I got a little spooked. I was like, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope. Like
That is cool.
and I don't know how they would have faked that too. Yeah, because it's a rundown building. The graffiti is all like, kind of old. Like you tell, it's like faded and yeah, it's just crazy. Like I try to look for the fake ones because I feel like there are some like for clout. People are just like, but yeah. I mean, there was this one where they took him to a field full of coffins. But it's
What?
Yeah, coffin. And when you open it, like there's spikes in the coffins. Like I'm talking about like freaking like
That's
medieval
super,
times,
like
medieval
Iron
times.
Maidens and shit like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
damn.
what's the one where like they tie him to the board and like they lift
the rack or whatever?
Yeah, that was there too. And like
what?
this
Wait,
is
are you talking about where they go like this and they throw the
No,
stuff-
they're
or
like
where they're like this
yeah,
and
like
they're
that,
pulled
exactly.
apart. That's the
Yeah.
rack, yeah.
Yeah, dude, and I was like, what the hell?
Dang.
Like, I don't know what they were manifesting, but yeah, they take you to the randomest locations. That's what the app is. It just takes you to stuff that you don't expect.
Damn.
If it takes us there, I'm out.
I'm out. Yeah, a little bit.
Torture device, yeah.
Dude, like, I'm brave. I'm also a bitch. I'm like,
How come when we put torture, it keeps going to your basement?
Yeah, I
Monty?
don't know.
That's so weird. Come on in, guys. The water's nice. Gotta get the Halloween creepies.
Yeah, man.
I don't even have a basement.
That you know of.
That you know of. Yeah, it's dope though. Like,
that's pretty interesting.
It's really interesting. Like, just the ones they find, like, cause it takes it to a lot of like. So it's okay. So this one was cool too. So they manifested something, and it took them to like this homeless guy's tent in the woods, right? And it like they're like, oh, do we walk up? But someone was obviously living there. But they kept walking, and then they found this like small village that was like built out of twigs and stuff, like or trees and branches and everything.
Ooh.
And it looked like a cult, like witchy kind of thing. And they kept walking, and then there was also like I don't think
That's
so.
weird.
To them, they said it was like a witching circle where they did stuff. I also think it was like one of those meditation wheels that they carve in the grass, kind of like at Gasworks at the top of that sundial.
Sure.
It
Okay.
kind of looks like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But I think what I researched was saying that's just like where people would go to meditate or something. They didn't do anything witchy there. But imagine like a big ass bird's nest made out of twigs on your lawn, and then inside is rocks doing the same circle, like crop circles doing so too. So yeah, if you weren't expecting, you go see that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
hella
they'd be
weird.
like, whoa,
So
yeah.
I get it. You
Yeah.
know, it's
That's
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Sounds very, very cool.
Yeah, man, we can be some randonauters, man.
Right?
Yeah.
At least once we got to now.
I'm gonna try. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't gots to. But
Put in the comments if we got to.
yeah, exactly. You know, we'll do a scary one and then we'll do a happy one after.
That's true.
You know, that's the formula, like how you watch scary movies and then you gotta watch a Disney movie after.
Oh yeah.
Right, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, that's probably my
That's
problem.
the formula. Yeah.
Never did it.
Dude, I still don't know what I would search for. I mean, you said momentum, like something.
I was just trying a little generic that I could, like a trinket we could find
Yeah.
or something.
Pretty cool.
Something easy. Yeah, that's medium.
I still don't know what would you? Did you guys say anything here?
Well, I want to find something. So I would do something like, you know, like haunting or some shit like that.
Oh, I'm not
That's
going to
what
do for that shit.
Oh, yeah,
Dude.
dude, I'll bring the Bible. We're good. We're good, dude.
We'll bring. You know how for COVID they can't baptize babies, so they like
Yeah.
have the little squirt gun of holy water.
Exactly.
We'll just get oysters and
Yeah.
have holy water.
Yeah.
Dude, I like your
Or
style.
Clorox.
We're definitely. That's how
The two chambers.
Exactly, man. Bang, bang.
Holy Clorox,
Yeah,
dude.
I watched a lot of Supernatural, the show, so we'll bring salt.
Ooh,
I think
word.
salt,
that?
yeah.
Does
Like a
that
salt circle.
Yeah, salt circle.
That's a thing.
Yo,
That's
you
a-
want
that's a big deal.
No.
That's a big. No, salt circles are a big deal for sure.
Oh,
hurt my
that shook me
feelings.
out. That's how.
I'm not gonna lie. I was tripping out. I'm like in the corner. I was like, what the fuck is
I was like,
Nanos.
something is trying to get inside.
Oh my god,
But
it's the randonautica,
she's,
bro.
That's not.
Should be fine.
Yeah.
But the salt circles definitely do keep out spirits.
Spirits,
That's
yeah.
like a classic kind of like defense, you know.
What? I know this.
It's
man.
like
Oh, you
yeah,
didn't know
it
that?
is all
Yeah.
over.
No.
It's not
Like
just
that
one
movie,
more.
It's like a
all
key
over.
or something. It's like these old people, and then this lady becomes like the guy's nurse, but they're actually like these really weird like haunted spirit things, and she like finds out, and then she tries to like protect herself by putting like salt around her, but then it actually traps her there, so the lady can like get her. It's weird.
That sounds cool.
That's the reason I know about it.
Yeah, dude. Okay, well, Supernatural's the show on WB with I don't know, it's been around for like how long, but yeah, salt. Whenever they need to protect themselves from the demons and stuff.
That's a
They just
classic.
drop some salt.
Yeah,
You
salt.
make like and then if there's a break in the salt, then
Yeah, they
it's
can
no
get into
good.
it. Yeah.
Damn.
You gotta keep it.
Just walk up and blow some salt
I
away.
know.
Ghost gets
I'm like,
committed.
the ghost just like.
Don't piss me off. Just like, fuck you, Randy.
I just be like, man, my steak is a little plain. I'm like, no, Monty.
Oh man.
Mess around. Is that Himalayan salt?
I know.
It's like,
You are not using. Right? Just like mid like grind a little
you're
in.
like,
Oh shit!
It's
Was
like-
this for the same?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, it doesn't matter. Can you do garlic salt? Like now I'm.
right?
What
Dude,
kind of
that's
salt
even better,
do you
right?
use?
Vampire
Vampire soup.
Yeah.
Doubles.
Get it all.
That's genius.
Yeah.
Genius. Nice. I like that.
It's good style. And your
And the little holy water guns.
Hollow waters. Well, we're into it.
We're good.
Manifesting content. Let's do it. Boom. Done.
Oh my goodness. Is that what you? That's what you would type?
No, I really wouldn't. I mean, I want
was
to,
like-
but I know that's not me. I don't know.
I feel like something like that you can't run away from.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know.
Like you try to manifest that and it just comes to you.
you're
Like,
haunted, yeah.
But yeah, once you put that in and then all of a sudden the coordinates are exactly where you were at.
Yeah,
And then the ghost is like, man,
Wait,
I've been waiting for this moment. Like, let's go.
okay, then I don't know.
That's hilarious.
That's
right on you.
It's like right behind you. And you're like,
Nothing's there. You look again, and the pin drops back behind you in your position. You're like,
oh, thanks, and all these smiling.
Oh, this one dude did butterfly, and then the point kept moving.
oh,
So when they kept trying, it just kept moving. They couldn't find it because it kept moving. I was like, that's pretty dope.
That's cool.
Fine, again, happiness or something. I don't know. What's something you want?
Happiness.
People do like stuff you want, so happiness.
Sure. I feel like I'm having trouble thinking what I would search because I'm trying to think of like something so obscure that even if you tried to go out to find it, you probably wouldn't find it.
That's see, that's what.
But it's
that's
like
dope.
I don't know what that would be though.
Like very specific kind of thing.
Yeah.
1912 Indian penny or something. It's like
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah. Exactly.
But, yeah, with the example of like how they did an item and then the color. I mean, how did that match to font? You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
kinda, that was
that-
fascinating. The
Yeah, that's
Donatello.
Kind of cool.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
I just don't want to search for something that can like be twisted into some like demon thing.
Oh yeah.
That's true. Because anything with like any story with like a genie in a bottle, it's always they can always twist it. And it's just
Yeah,
like what can
yeah.
be that one thing that you cannot twist.
Totally.
I
Yeah.
mean, you can probably twist everything though.
I think so.
Yeah, it's the longer the wish, the more it can be taken advantage of. It's got to be like
Mayonnaise.
succinct. Yeah, like exactly.
Something-
It'll be like
Mayonnaise.
2 words. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm down to try it if you guys want to try it.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
Might as
do
well,
it.
might as well.
Oh shit!
do it.
I mean, not right now though.
Not right
No.
now.
Not right now.
Dude, especially on Halloween, I feel like we would find something for
Maybe,
real.
No,
maybe
we're
the
not
comments.
going
Maybe the
at
comments will tell
dark.
us what
Yeah.
to.
Oh yeah, we'd have to
Night
do
on
it.
Halloween.
We'd have to do it during the
I think
afternoon.
we have to do it at night too, though. Don't you think it'll be more?
I was like, what?
You're going to some-
No, I said
They were like, the sun is coming up. We'll march out.
I agree. We shouldn't do it on Halloween, man. That's all. That's when the spirits come
I know.
out.
You know, if there happened to be a Halloween that lined
The
up
door to
with
Halloween town is open.
if
Exactly.
it lined up with a full moon,
Marnie.
maybe if there just happened to be one of those.
Isn't it full moon right now?
It's tomorrow night.
It's
on
the blue
Halloween.
moon,
It's
right?
tomorrow
Yes,
night.
it's a blue moon.
It's a blue
Yeah, because
moon.
we already
Halloween is
had
on
a full moon
Saturday
earlier
with
in the
a full
month.
Crazy,
moon.
man.
Wild.
I didn't even know the moon had
Wait, so
colors.
do we do it tomorrow night? Because I feel like
Do we do I mean, we have to wait like 19 years, I guess, for the next one.
Yeah.
So.
so we do tomorrow night.
If we-
So what you're saying is
You might
you're
actually
saying-
find something. Damn, I was just about to bake cookies too, man. Never mind. I'm telling you, it's just.
I don't know, man. I mean,
It's an interesting subject matter. I mean, if you're gonna do
We'd have
it.
to have.
You gotta go all out, balls out.
I mean, I'm still very skeptical. I still feel like it's just like a random
I'm cautiously skeptical.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
It's just
I'm down for the fun that
Yeah, the
maybe
fun
it can
part.
bring,
Absolutely.
but it definitely I'm like not
It's just like-
expecting accuracy or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we mess around and bring the end of the world, I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh man.
Shoot.
I'm gonna think about what I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, I really don't know. I mean, of course, like the main, you would like ghosts or something. I don't know. Well, I want to see something spiritual. Like, don't you want to kind of see something that will like prove to you, like, hey, man, there's something.
Oh, I don't need to prove it.
I don't need to prove it, but if you can catch them on camera,
I mean,
Bring your EMF.
yeah, bro. Dude,
Dude.
have you gone through all the clips of your?
no, I have not yet.
Dude, tell me. Okay, so dude, when he was telling me that, like, when the EMF went off and they were asking it questions and like, nothing happened, but when you're going through recording, you hear something respond back to you. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm like. Well, the thing is, I'm not trying to review this footage. Okay, so for those of you listening, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago now. We went to this abandoned insane asylum that was shut down in the 70s. I think it was in 72. It was Northern State Hospital in Cedar Woolley, Washington. A lot of the buildings were repurposed for Job Corps, so they're actually still using the buildings, but there's a lot of buildings that are just abandoned and like torn down, but they're still standing. Like the roof is all torn. There's graffiti everywhere. I mean, like you have like demon names spray painted on certain parts of things. Like I didn't notice until Tyler pointed out, like, hey, that name right there. I think it's Baphomet.
That's a demon, man.
Baphomet, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, that's a demon. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know what that means. I don't. I'm like, I'm not
Also
familiar with
Final
that.
Fantasy
yeah.
too, though.
Oh, that's probably where it's from.
Bahamut?
Yeah, Bahamut. Oh man, is it Bahamut?
Yeah, Bahamut is the dragon, but
Yeah.
Baphomet is like a pretty common, even in Japanese,
Yeah.
media stuff too.
Yeah.
But anyways, what were you saying?
So we go. There was 4 of us that went total, and we went with cameras, we went with microphones, and we went with an EMF meter, and we were trying to find stuff. And we went during when the sun was starting to go down. I don't know if there's any like accuracy to this, but when me and another friend went to the Whaley House in San Diego, we were there as the sun started to go down. And when we were buying tickets in the house next door, the lady working at the desk was like constantly like looking outside, like worried about the time. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? And she goes, I'm just glad I'm not in that house next door, because every time the sun starts to go down and that transition from day to night, that's when the most action happens in the Whaley House. And supposedly it's the most haunted place in the U.S. So I'm like, okay, I guess, well, that's a good thing for us since we're paying admission to go tour this house.
Yeah.
So I figured, I'm like, all right, well, since the sun is starting to set sooner around here in Washington, let's go like around 6 so we can at least scout where we want to go.
Hi, friend.
We can scout where we want to go, and then as the sun goes down, maybe we can kind of like get some of that weird energy from that transition to dusk.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that's what we did, and we ended up going to like the cemetery. I don't even know. Like, I'm telling this whole.
No, it's okay. I'm really into it.
This
Sorry,
whole story.
sorry. Now
No,
this is like
it's all good. Just wanted some love.
yeah.
See, this is a randonautica thing.
I manifested a cat.
No, 'cause animals, spirits, man.
Oh, absolutely. So we ended up going to this insane asylum, and they have this small field that has. Sorry, I'm like I forgot why I brought this up. Like I was
That's all right.
somewhere.
Just
Anyways,
keep
I'll
going.
keep
Yeah.
going. So we ended up going to this the cemetery. And there's like a sign at the entrance to the cemetery that says 1480 people are essentially under 1500 people are buried in that cemetery. Like, may they find peace.
Yeah. But it's like totally unmarked, like names. and all that
Unmarked.
stuff, right?
There's barely any headstones, and the field is not very big.
So they're just like, it's clearly like a mass grave just dumped on top of each other.
And it's just like 1500 bodies, and like right away, like we like we're like at the entrance, standing on the concrete, and it's like, well, do we walk into this field? Because it's like I don't want to like walk on people's graves and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, Tyler
Yeah.
Tyler goes and like
That's a
Vince
density
goes, and I'm
of,
like, I guess we're going. So we start going, and I have yet to like go through any of this footage because when we're in the graveyard, there was a point where the EMF meter went off. Because Tyler's the one holding the EMF meter because me and Carlo both had cameras and microphones, and as we're walking we get to the far corner of the cemetery and the EMF meter blips, so we all go around Tyler as he's holding this meter and we all just start asking questions. Now the thing is I haven't gone through any of that footage yet because you know, I work during the day. When I get home, it's nighttime. I'm usually by myself.
Too spooky.
I'm not trying to like find, hear someone replying to a question because we would ask, is anyone here? Or like, things like that. There were a couple times where the meter would go off.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't know if it was like interference from like electrical lines, power lines.
I was gonna ask like were there electrical lines or power?
There was one time where there was electrical lines running overhead, but the majority of this place had like no.
It was pretty out there, right? It was pretty
well, yeah. There's a lot of fields, and they have like hiking trails that are built around them. But
I agree, though, the mass grave stuff, like that's some like spookiness for sure. Thinking about just like all the bodies piled in and the resentment of being like buried that way and forgotten that way, and I feel like resentment is like a powerful. If there is like a paranormal reason that. Ghosts stick around. I think resentment is like a common one, right?
Oh, for
and
sure.
So it's like,
for sure.
That's wild for sure.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be forgotten.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
what it says on a lot of tombstones and stuff like that.
Yeah. I guess I heard you die twice. Once when you say your last breath, and once when somebody speaks your name for the last time.
Yeah.
Damn, that was deep, bro. That gave me chills.
Dang.
That's crazy.
Say your ancestors' names real quick. You're alive.
It's like Coco.
I was gonna say Coco.
Classic.
Yeah, remember.
Dang.
Shoot, that was pretty good.
Coco made me cry super hard.
Coco
Man.
Dude, that is a tearjerker, man. You are a manly man
If you didn't cry.
for crying at Coco still.
Dude.
Don't you worry about that.
Coco was good, man. That was such a good film.
Yeah,
man.
my tears did well a little bit. I'll say that. That's maybe max.
Damn.
Shoot. So, did we want to go over ghost stories or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, do you guys have any? I mean, 'tis the season for ghost stories. You guys got any?
Yeah.
You guys have any ghost
I have a
stories?
few. Yeah, I got something I can pull out.
Hit us with it.
Yeah, man. You want to go first, or you want me to go first? I feel like I've been talking this whole time. About
You're a
that.
special
Nice,
guest,
yeah.
man. I mean, if you got multiple, you
man.
can start and end.
No, let's go. Let's see.
Whatever you want.
Okay, well, a little backstory. So my wife's. I won't say any names, but she's my wife, so it doesn't matter.
My wife won't say names, won't bust anybody. But
Yeah,
my
well,
wife.
but yeah. Like her cousin, I'm not gonna say she's like a medium or like, but she's just down with the, like she feels things.
extra
She's a
sensitivity, yeah.
she's hella
Or
sensitive.
empathic, maybe, or something.
Yeah, she just feels and she sees things and she just knows things and stuff like that. So that's just one thing right there. Like it just.
Okay.
So this is probably like my second year living together with my wife at her mom's house, and this is the first time I've ever like experienced. It's like sleep paralysis. I don't know if you guys.
I know exactly what you're talking about with sleep
Yeah.
paralysis. Yep, I know exactly.
Have you
what
guys
you're
felt
talking
sleep paralysis before?
I haven't, but I've heard about it.
I've heard about it too, but I've never.
about.
It is.
Yeah.
I do not wish that upon anybody because it's the weirdest feeling. Like I was definitely sleeping. Like it felt like a dream, but I was also up, man. So from what I remember, this is just me from my experience. I'm sleeping. I'm in my bed. I'm legit in my bed. Like I know I'm in my bed. But even though it's happening to me, I'm witnessing it happen to me.
Like third person?
Third person, bro. Like I'm floating.
Out of body experience.
Out of body experience.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's the next level for sure.
And you know what they say? That's how people like go visit other countries and stuff like that. 'Cause you're astral projection. That's how you do it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Your body state like Insidious. That's where the theory of Insidious comes from. You know what I'm saying? You leave your body, but your body's still there.
Yeah.
So from mine, okay, so I'm in my bed and like it's definitely my bed, but the room is pitch black, like a dark black, like And then, but there's water all around me, and you know I hate water. That's one thing. I don't know how to swim. I don't know if that was just my fear or whatever, but I went and then I just couldn't move. I felt like it's like that anxiety feeling.
Yeah.
And like I felt the pressure on my hand. I couldn't move, right? But then I see
like something was weighing on your chest too.
Yes, exactly. But what's crazy is I'm sleeping on my side of the bed, and where my wife would be, she's not there. So but I know she's there, so I'm trying to wake her up, but she won't wake up.
Yeah.
And like I'm like screaming, I'm yelling, and nothing's happening, right? And like I feel like I'm sweating.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm sweating. I'm just watching myself do this, and then I see this person like at the end of my bed, and like I don't see her face. I just see the hair, short black hair, like it's long enough to cover the face.
Yeah.
But like just one angle move, you can see everything, right?
Oh shoot.
And she's just staring at me at first, and I was like, oh my god, like I can't close my eyes.
Yeah.
Like you always have to blink. I couldn't blink. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What the hell's going on? And then she slowly creeps towards me.
Ooh, like the ring and
like
shit?
the ring shit. Like it was a scene out of the Ring, and I was like, I gotta get out of here. I was doing everything I could, and she gets to my chest, dude.
Damn.
But all I see is the hair,
Yeah.
And I feel like before I get to see her face, I wake up. In real life.
Or do you gain control of your body?
I gain control of my body.
And then it goes away?
It goes away. I'm back in my room. Like it's not so black and cloudy no more.
Yeah.
And I see my wife again. It's like, and then I was gasping for air. Like, and I was sweating. Like I thought I wet my pants. I was sweating.
Yeah.
And like I wear boxers, so I was like, dude, I'm sweating through the blanket. It's like, what the hell, man? I was like,
on the floor.
I was like, and I just tapped. I was like, hey, is everything okay? Like I was like, did you hear me? She's like, what are you talking about? I was like,
man.
I was like, no. I was just tripping out. I was like, okay. I was like, I think I just witnessed sleep paralysis for the first time.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then she's like, what happened? And then crazy thing is, she also had like a demonic dream that night too.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah, so that was like we were creeped the fuck out. I was just like, okay, so she had a demonic dream that someone was chasing her like a demon or something.
Yeah.
So then, I tell her like, dude, that was like the worst experience, and then okay, so the next couple days go on. It's still the same week. Everything's cool, sleeping fine. I just keep thinking about nothing happens, right? We get a call from her cousin. I think you already know who I'm probably talking about too.
Maybe.
Well,
no names.
Yeah, no names. No names.
You say this is the next day you get the call?
Yeah, like probably like the
That
next
week.
day. Yeah, it was in that with that week.
Oh, I see.
She just calls, like, and, she doesn't really call like that just to see how everything's going. I mean, we talk, of course, don't, yeah.
But it was definitely out of the blue.
Out of the blue, She's like, hey, how are you guys doing? You guys good? Like, everything okay there and everything?
No creepy, like, ghosts on your chest?
Yeah. And then we told her about what happened the night before, and then she was like, dude, like, she was like, I don't know what she said, but Mylene just like I see her face just like turn pale, and then we put her on speaker. And what she tells us, it was just like she saw somebody watching us sleep.
Whoa.
A couple nights ago, and she didn't say anything, but she felt like she was like something. She just felt off, and then the way she it didn't look like anything, but she was like it was a lady that was watching her sleep just in the corner. Just watching her sleep. That's why she was like, are you guys okay? And everything. And I told her everything that happened. And then I was just like, what the fuck, dude? Because she lives all the way in Auburn, and we don't talk like that constantly.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, dude, what the fuck? Like, and I was spooked from that.
That's super
I'm getting
spooky.
chills, man.
Yeah, bro. And then that's not the first thing that's happened to me with that crew of people and that area where we're at, and we still got married, man. Like,
Do you live in that house anymore or anything?
we're there right now, It happened at that house, dude. Yeah.
Randy's like, I'm busy for Thanksgiving.
No,
I just
like,
like,
Wait, We're coming over to
We're
work.
thinking home.
Oh my god, dude!
Sleepover right now.
Yeah, so that was like not even my first experience, man. That was like one of the main ones that I remember that affected
That was
me.
at
Like
the house
crazy.
you're at now.
Yeah, bro. And then, dude, that's why
I feel it.
I like made a scary movie there too, like my own scary movie.
Why?
Oh, but it was like funny too. But it was scary as hell because the aesthetics just look so good. I'm just saying.
Because the creepy ghost girl looks so real.
Yeah, dude, but that was my one that I will always remember. That I was like, dude, what the
That's
hell?
oh yeah, that feeling of powerlessness and no
man.
control at all. That's like
Dude.
one of the more terrifying things that humans feel, basically.
Bro, I thought it was like high blood pressure or pre-diabetes or something, but no, dude. I was like, I think it's the spirits, man.
Right?
It's the
No.
spirits.
So what you're describing is actually like relatively, like I wouldn't say common, but it
Yeah.
happens a lot, and a lot of people experience a very similar situation as that.
Yeah.
And like, not to discount anything at all.
Yeah.
Scientifically, they like have tried to recreate this in people.
Yeah.
Some people are more prone to it than others, and if they can get them to wake up abruptly, there's like a small period of time where, because we all paralyze ourselves as we sleep, and we all regulate our breathing, and then our brain, like our parietals, have to be active, and we're like, while our cortex is asleep, and while we're in that dream state, it's active, and it's really healthy for us to like go through that, REM sleep. It's how we develop our long-term memory and everything like that, right? And so, but if we're acting with our body of what we're dreaming, that'd be bad. We'd be like, having sleepwalking issues and stuff like that, like other people do when they have deficiency with this, right? But what they find is if they get people that are more prone to that sleep paralysis and they wake them up in that moment, then the person, their body is still regulating their sleep or their breathing, so they don't have control over their breathing, and it feels like a heaviness because they're like, oh my god, I can't control my breathing, and your body is paralyzed and it's not that there's a chemical, it's not like you have some anesthetic that activates at night, it's just literally that part of your brain is just like cut off for a little bit and taken away from your like cortex. Your cortex is so asleep, you don't have control over things like that, so you're like stuck there, and then because your parietal is so active, you're constantly like, you're kind of overlaying what your eyes are inputting, because your eyes are probably open, and you're still receiving light, but the dream is overlaying on top of what you're seeing, and so it'll be like darker or cloudier or and that kind of thing, and of course, imaginative mind like yourself, you're going to think of something scary or oh my god, I'm trapped, there's a woman or something like that. Now, of course, I'm not saying that there isn't like, couldn't be ghosts involved and all that stuff, but they have been able to kind of recreate these moments with certain test subjects that are prone to it, and they've kind of decided that it's sort of like a little defect of like, you aren't fully awake yet, and you're not fully asleep, and your body hasn't really realized what to do with your brain parts yet, and so while it's figuring that out, it's fucking frightening as hell because you're paralyzed but aware of it, and she just made me realize I feel really bad for kiddos that really are paralyzed and stuff, but if they're dealing with that every day, but that's that heaviness, your body's still regulating your breathing, but you are not regulating it, and so it's super scary though, and creepy, and kind of fun to think about. Sadly, science is trying to like break it all down in an actual reason, and we do have that ability, So,
I try to make myself feel better. I'm like, oh, this is just aptophenia. Whereas like I want to think it's something, so that's what it is. But I'm like, dude, I don't know. I mean, it's like, what does science have to say about the cousin that's like, yo, I saw.
No,
it.
totally.
Like, where did that? That's on. It was weird.
It's like, why'd you have to confirm that?
I know.
If I didn't get that, if we didn't get that call, and we just went on, I'm like, I'm like, oh, it's that sleep paralysis, it's freaking crazy.
Right?
But now there's like, okay, there's so many questions now.
I know, and then you start to think about like people who I don't know how like really tested scientifically this is or whatever, but people talk about like there's like thought wavelengths that we all can kind of be on the same wavelength.
Oh,
and so like you and your family or even dreams or that kind of thing, like you ever think of a word and then like your homie says it before you say it and things like that, because you guys are like really in tune, kind of in that sort of like the what we were talking about earlier with the randonautica, right? It's sort of this extra, you peel away the layer of like reality, and how many different little layers are there that are in the background. Well, one of them might be like dreams or thoughts, ideas and stuff. How much of a collective are we all like interconnected? And or it's super fun, and your cousin is just like so on point with the ghosts that are affecting her loved ones or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm all about it. It's like everything's on the table still, right?
Yeah, and then she's just, it's like normal, like it's nothing, you know what I mean? But
dude,
it's just
your story reminded me of a ton of different stories that I have, but like with your cousin, I had a similar experience with my sister. I moved into this apartment, and like weird stuff started happening, and like very weird, like unexplainable stuff started happening. Like I'm seeing shadows while I'm awake and during the day, or like someone's messing with the cat and things like that. And it got to the point where I really started like I felt a presence in that place. And then I didn't know what to do, and my girlfriend at the time, I'm like, I didn't want to tell her and freak her out, so I reached out to my sister. And the thing is, my sister helped me move into that apartment, and I told her, I said, hey, I was like, I don't know if you felt anything, and I'm about to tell her what happened, and she says, oh yeah, I totally felt something. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, when I helped you move, as soon as I walked in there, I felt a presence of someone, but it's not someone bad, but it's a definite presence.
Wow, interesting.
And I was like, why the hell did you not tell me when we brought that first box into the apartment? She goes, well, you already signed your lease, and I didn't want to like cause any whatever. And I'm like, and now I'm like, well, what do I do? I'm like, I'm fully moved in here, and I'm like, I'm terrified right now. And I'm like, even the cat is terrified. The cat's not even acting normal. And she goes, well, all you can do is say something. Talk to whoever's there and tell them that you're scared and you don't. So I said, all right. So I wait for my girlfriend to like leave to go to like work or something. And so I start walking around the apartment, and I say, hey, we know you're here, but you're actually scaring me and you're scaring the cat. I'd appreciate if you didn't let your presence be known. We are going to have to share this space. I'm like, I will not, I'm like, I'll try not to bother you. Please don't bother me. Please don't try playing with the cat, because the cat is scared as well. And the thing is, like, I felt stupid saying it, but as soon as I finished saying it, the cat went back to normal almost instantly.
Whoa.
And I was like,
and did you feel better too?
And I felt absolutely better as well.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I wish the cat didn't confirm that whole thing for me, because now I'm like, what the heck?
Right? Yeah. That's pretty cool.
But another thing, like, there's two other memories that I thought about, like, when you were telling your story, like, when you said you woke up. So growing up, I had this, I don't know, it's kind of like a day bed, there's just, like, a twin mattress, and then, like, drawers, and then a twin mattress that would kind of, like wheel, like,
a trundle
underneath.
bed?
Oh, okay. What is it called?
Trundle bed?
Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't know there was a name for it. So the thing is, like, my room would always be messy, right? I was a lazy kid. So I wouldn't be able to pull the bed all the way out, the bottom bed, because there'd be all this crap on the ground.
Sure.
And I'd have a bunch of crap on my bed, so I would just have the bottom bed open enough so I can lay completely flat with my arms like kind of by my side, but I won't be able to like lay on my side and kind of like bend my knees, right? So it's only enough for me to just lay completely flat. And it was the middle of the day, get home from school, and I go take a nap. Well, the thing is, I'm sleeping.
Vampire style.
Right? So I'm sleeping, and the thing is, my feet are to my closet, and my closet is like barely cracked open, so then I can see the darkness in the closet. So I go to sleep, and I have this dream of someone watching me from inside the closet. And then in the dream, I'm like picked up off the bed, and I'm kind of floating there, and then I get rotated.
Whoa.
And then I get put back down in the bed. And I'm like, this is a weird ass dream. And then I wake up.
And are your feet facing the wrong way? Oh, no
I wake
way.
up in the opposite direction that I went to sleep in. Right? And I'm just like, and I'm kind of, then I start getting confused. I'm like, well, was I actually sleeping in that direction, or was I dreaming it to begin with? And I kind of just didn't think anything of it, because I was like, oh, whatever, that was a weird ass dream.
Yeah.
Leave, right? And then another story that I thought that triggered when you were telling that story was, so me and my sister, she's 6 years older than me, so we're pretty far spread. When I was in high school, she was like out in the Navy already, and she came back to visit, and so I'm laying in my bed. This time I'm sleeping on the top bed because I started cleaning my room, right? I get older, you know, start being not as lazy. So I'm sleeping in the bed, and again, my feet are kind of like towards the closet, but then the door to my room is like right at the foot of my bed, so it like, so yeah, it opens that way. I always sleep with my door closed. Well, my sister is visiting and she's sleeping in her room, which is kind of like kitty corner across the hall. There's a smoke detector that sits right outside my bedroom, and I hear it chirp, and it chirps enough just for me to completely wake up, and it stops. And as I completely wake up and it stops, I see in my peripherals, like at the foot of my bed, my door's open. And then I see my sister like kind of duck down, like I see her shadow from like the hallway. I see her duck down and then close my door. And then I'm still like laying in bed, and I'm thinking in my head, haha, like my sister's stupid thinking I'm still asleep. I totally saw her just go in. Then I start feeling her grab the foot of my bed and start shaking my bed, and it gets to the point where like I'm like shaking in the bed, and I was like, dude, you're stupid. I'm awake and I saw you come in the room. Nothing. Absolutely quiet. And I'm like, hey, I saw you come in my room. Nothing. Dead silence. So I get up and I turn on my light. There's absolutely no one in my room.
Whoa.
Damn. So at that point I'm like, so it wasn't my sister. I don't know what to do.
You're like, hey sis, I'm hanging out with you now.
And then I just turned the light back off and I just like forced myself to go back to sleep. Because I'm like, what do you do at that point?
Right? That's super creepy. That's super.
You get the salt. Johnny sings with
that lemon pepper.
Dude, that's crazy. Oh my god.
Wow, dude. I don't know, man.
There's
there's a lot of stuff that, you know, I've been trying to like not like say like put it out there out loud that all this stuff happened in the house that I grew up in, because I know the people who ended up buying the house, so it's like, and they don't know that history, so it's like, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. I mean, like it could just be all in my mind. But it's probably
they're
not.
gonna hit you up and be like, all that stuff happened to me.
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, I didn't want to like confirm anything that they might question, like, oh, this is weird. Like,
you want to try to rationalize it, because you know, I mean, but it's also like, oh, could this be real? Because you can't explain certain things.
Yeah,
I mean, I have a few stories like that too all the time.
Yeah.
Like, man, the one I still can't explain a lot sometimes is actually it was recently, okay, and it could just be because it was the morning, you know what I mean? But it's okay. So it was like 6 o'clock, right? And my wife probably gets up around like 6:10 or something to take a shower or whatever. So I wake her up, like, you know, I'm like half asleep, whatever. I grab her, I'm like, hey, go take a shower, you're about to be late, whatever. You know, I, like, the way it felt on my hands, I felt it, like I was grabbing somebody. And then after I did that, the light turns on, and she comes in already. And I was like, wait, who did I just grab onto? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, like, I felt skin, like it was her arm, you know, and I was tripping out, and I was like, wait, I just told you to take a shower. She's like, what are you talking about? I've been taking a shower like 20 minutes ago or whatever.
Whoa.
And I was like, no, you did it. I was like, stop playing. Because I pushed somebody.
Yeah.
And I was, she was like, are you sure? Like, you know, and I was like, no, I pushed somebody. There was somebody there. So I was like, oh, fuck.
Oh, my
damn.
Is this in the same house?
The same,
That's way
this is
too
literally
creepy.
like,
You-
I think
Wait,
it
Lynn's
was
there now.
Yeah. This was a
He was
couple.
like, this is last week.
This is this morning.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so this is before you guys picked me up.
No, the thing is, we hear our friends like tell us stuff like all the time. Like I think one of the homies like dropped her off one day, and he says like, "Oh, is your mom babysitting some girls or something like that?" And then she was just like, "What? What are you talking about?" And he was like, "Never mind." And he just went, And then later on,
No shoes, just like, I'll see you, man.
and then later on, he's like, dude, there was a little girl at your house. It's like, no, there ain't no little girl there, dude.
Children ghosts are the scariest.
Dude, no, thank you, man. No, thank you.
Regular children are scary enough.
Yeah.
We don't need ghosts.
Have you guys seen Haunting at Bly Manor?
No, I don't know.
What is
It's
that
like,
one?
It's not super scary.
It's
like,
actually not ultra scary.
but-
It's just kind of fascinating, but there is like child ghosts and
Yeah,
things
yeah.
like that. And
Wait, what's
did
it
you-
called?
Haunting at Bly Manor. Yeah.
What is that on? Is it streaming on something?
Netflix.
Oh.
Yeah.
The first one, or the...
Oh, I watched it tonight.
It's not season one.
I like it.
Oh, it's a
yeah.
season.
So
Oh, it's a series.
It's
Oh.
like the
what
the
it is.
spiritual successor to Haunting at Hill House, which that is actually pretty scary, and it
Oh,
has
I've heard
some
about
really
that.
fascinating.
I've heard about that.
I won't spoil it for you, but
Yeah,
the
please
hanging
don't.
lady storyline is like incredible.
Great story, yeah.
That's a really great part of it, and then the spiritual successor is Haunting at Bly Manor,
which is great too.
which has some of the same actors and is
Yeah.
great too, but it's not a direct sequel.
Yeah.
That's it.
Um,
I'll have to check that out.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm not
they're
gonna.
both worth-
You need to check it out because I swear there's just this one jump scare in The Haunting of Hill House that made me fall in love with it. And I'm not gonna tell you
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it came out of nowhere. And I was so fucking pissed because I was eating. I was eating something. I remember, and I was like, oh shit! I threw it in the air. I was like, oh my god! And then my wife was there with me, and I was like, god damn! I was like,
The classic tossed your whole
I
like
was
meal up.
like, dude, it was legit a good jump scare. The way they made it, I give them props, man.
Why are you eating during a scary movie?
Wow. Well, what else are you gonna do? Like,
You're like, honey, did that scare you too? And she's like, I'm in the shower. And you're like, you like throw your food up again.
You collect it back on your plate and throw it again.
Damn.
I just eat it off the bed now. Yeah.
Dude.
Dang, those are pretty good Netflix stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
for
have
sure.
to check that out, man.
That's awesome. Do you have a scary story?
Well, ghosts know not to mess with me because I'm terrified. I cannot handle it. So my one story that I have was just right after I worked a night shift with Randy, and he told me all about his ghost stories. And then I was
Yeah,
like,
I think
shit,
so,
this is confirmed. They're real.
The science is out. Yeah.
It's all.
Yeah.
It's all.
No, I was like, well, he's the encyclopedia of ghosts. So I go and buy this typewriter from the 1940s from this dude, and he gave me the whole story about it, how it was bought in Washington, and the guy used it for high school. And then he's in the war, and he brought it to Korea with him, and then he brought it back here and got some degree at UW, and he used it like to write his doctorate paper and all this stuff. And I was like, cool, and I just like wanted a keyboard because I'm weird and like vintage stuff. So I bought this keyboard, bring it home. I'm sleeping that night. It's like 3 a.m. The way my apartment is set up is I have like 3 walls where my bed is, and then there's an open wall. So I put a rod and like a blackout curtain there. So I'm in my bed and I hear this enormous crash, and then all the power to my apartment cuts out, and the tension rod fell, and then everything died. And I was like,
Whoa.
the typewriter is cursed. I brought a ghost with
Wait,
me.
did you say keyboard or typewriter?
Typewriter.
Oh, that's
So I literally, immediately I was like, there's a ghost in that typewriter, and then I was like, who can I give it to? So I like already picked a friend. I was like, they can have a typewriter. I don't want it. And then I just like tucked myself in my bed and like stayed awake for like 2 hours before I finally passed out. And I was like, ghosts are real, and now it's haunting me. And it's in this typewriter. And I was terrified, and then I woke up in the morning and I saw where the tension rod fell, and I was like, do I even put this back up because I'm scared? And I looked at the wall, and it hit the wall, and I have one light switch in that whole place that kills the power, and it perfectly hit it. And it perfectly hit it, but for like a solid 12 hours I was like,
it's all real.
I'm gonna die.
real.
There's a ghost in here.
Yeah.
But that's all I got.
It's like you found
because
the explanation kind of
because
for it,
ghosts
but-
are like, that girl will not do well if we make ourselves known.
Right.
So
Fuck with her.
maybe it was a test, and they were like, "Well, let's put
Yeah.
this black mark here." So
Yeah, it's like the ghosts made that all happen. They just,
yeah, they just took it down.
yeah, they're right to the
Dude, or another theory, they were just trying to set the mood and they're about to slide in your DMs with a typewriter. Like, hi.
Yeah, that's true.
Loading the paper.
It's been a while since I talked to someone.
Morning.
Ching. They set the mood. Like, come
That's
on.
hilarious.
Dude.
Damn. Ghostwriter and shit.
Ghostwriter. Nice.
Yeah, that sounds dope, actually.
Yeah.
Can I get that typewriter?
That sounds dope.
Sounds dope. Did you end up giving it to a homie?
No, because then I was like, it's not haunted, and nothing's
Yeah,
happened
okay.
since. But now I'm in a super like old apartment building, and I still have that typewriter, and I'm like, if something's gonna happen, it's gonna be here, because both of these things are like older than me. And I was like,
That's super cool. That
this
is super
shit,
cool.
there's gonna be ghosts.
Oh, that
Yeah.
happened at your old place.
That happened at my old place.
Dang.
That's
Crazy. It'll type projector and T
I'll just
instead of Netflix and chill.
projector and
That's actually really good. That was really good.
I was like, what?
Wait, what?
I should
I-
just go home tonight and load some paper in it. See
Yeah,
what
see,
happens.
Oh, why you
Send yourself. That would be dope, though.
We're gonna bring it to your place.
Oh, and it
and put some paper in
How
it.
could you do like a Ouija typewriter?
typewriter?
Yeah, how could you do that? Like where
Just
everybody's
cover over
like,
the keys.
Yeah.
do all of us have that?
yeah, exactly.
It's just like,
You president, bro?
You're pushing it, Jamie. I know you are.
You're president, bro.
I ain't pushing it.
Hey, who pushed it? Did you load the paper?
oh shoot.
That's too good, dude. That actually would be dope.
See,
That's actually I need to write that down. That's a very good skit. That's a
And then
very
we'll
good
call it
skit.
Ghost
that'll be a
Rider.
hella funny.
Call it
That'd be
Ghost
good.
Rider. And
I already can see how the skit ends, but I won't say it on this, so we can actually like.
Ooh.
Stay tuned,
But it's pretty
audience.
It's pretty. It's pretty
Are we
funny.
gonna turn into a sketch comedy
We
show
are.
now?
We are turning into sketch comedy.
Let's just say everything's on the table, Kaylee. Okay.
I mean,
We're like-
we have no format right now, and we can go
It could be
any
Seattle,
direction.
Seattle Night Live.
That's right.
Ooh, I like your style.
That's right.
I like that.
Yeah,
Did you ever
but
see it?
it's because of stuff like that. I'm scared to go antiquing or like buy thrift store stuff.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, my Sean John jacket is attacking
Is this my style or is this the chills I get?
me. Macarena.
Oh man, this Sean John. This is so
Sean
hilarious. This Sean John.
Oh my god.
Dude, until somebody told me that items can be haunted, everything I own is from a thrift store or like other people.
Yeah.
So
Which is
now,
really cool.
every time I
That's
get
cool, though.
something, I just like test it out, and I'm like, is it okay? So I only
Yeah.
get like one new thing at a time because I'm like,
You
Just
think the
Purell.
EMF with that?
You are clean.
Could you use
I
the
bet
EMF
you-
meter to
Yeah.
be like
Salt
take it to a
water.
field or something and then
Yeah.
see which one gets a readout?
I bet you, yeah, absolutely. If there is something like with attached
we
to
take
it,
it to Goodwill.
Oh, just give that shit.
that's actually
Just
a good
like
idea.
crush. Just be like,
Be like,
oh, yeah, I'm
winning.
taking that. Ooh, this knife is getting a big reading. Oh, yeah.
79 cents. I'll break $1 for that. Dude.
Keep the change, Goodwill.
Would you ever do the Ouija board stuff though?
Nope.
I would never do it. I just can't.
I did when I was a kid.
Really?
And you're always like, Todd, I know it's you. You know what I mean? And it's moving. He's like, it's not me. It's not me. It's like I never trust you for anything. I had a bunch of mischief maker friends, so I couldn't trust any of those suckers.
I would disown my child if they brought that into my life. I'm like, no. Yeah.
One time, Jenna had me drive to her house in like
Oh,
Covington.
I heard about that.
And grab it off her front porch because she was
Yeah.
like, now I know that it's here. I don't want it. Like, I think I gave it to
Dang.
Asa.
Yeah, I remember hearing that story. Man, I remember I was with my best friend Alan, and he had a Ouija board. Never, like, I always heard about the Ouija board and saw it, never played with it. Well, he had one. So we were messing with it. And then, the next day I say, hey, man, let's for real try to see if this will move on its own. I'm like, let's literally give it, like, a good college try. Like, let's just do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Legit.
Ellen, no.
Promise
don't
me.
fuck around.
Yeah. So, and it moved real slow, and like I could see like the way he's touching, like you don't see like the white blush
the
or anything.
branching kind of. Yeah.
So like, it didn't look like he's moving it, and I'm like, damn, it felt like he was actually moving. Well, fast forward like 15 years, I say, hey man, you remember that time in the living room with the Ouija board? And he goes, yeah, I was moving that. I was like, you dick! This whole time, I sat down and I gave him the, hey, really, let's try
For
this
really
for
reals.
real.
No.
Like let's like no
Homie
question.
honor.
Yeah.
You
and he
Let's
was
like
so
mix blood.
he was so like yes, I'm let's go. And he moved it 15 years later. And so it's just like, I don't know.
God, that's fucking funny.
Dude, boys are the worst. I just knew I couldn't trust my homies when I was a kid.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, you motherfuckers are taking turns moving this. I don't trust none of this shit.
Yeah. I just can't. I don't know. I can't do it.
Yeah.
I try to mess with
I
it.
don't wanna
You guys ever do Bloody Mary?
Nope.
No.
Oh, I totally did when I was a kid. And Candyman and all that stuff. No,
I couldn't
I
do
did
it.
it as hard as I could.
couldn't,
Yeah.
Dang. And oh man,
I got pretty buck wild with it for sure.
We always try to
lights
do
off,
it.
lights on, all the names and everything. Yeah.
South Park did a dope one, but it was like Biggie Smalls. You say Biggie Smalls in the mirror through the
And then he starts rapping.
Yeah, then he comes out like shooting at you. Like, it's like,
Oh my god, I gotta see
you
that.
gotta see it, dude. I was cracking up.
Oh my god. Oh shoot! Because if you say Christina Aguilera monster 3 times, I'm just kidding. In the mirror. I'm just kidding, dude. I gotta see the Biggie
Biggie
Smalls.
Smalls, dude, it's Butters. Butters is like, yeah, that's like, yeah.
Oh my god, that's fucking epic.
Yeah.
That's fucking epic.
Oh my god.
Sweet.
Well, excellent, man. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 2. That was pretty fun, man. Thanks
was
for
fun.
thanks
Thanks
for
for
having me.
Thanks for coming, dude. This was fun.
Nice work.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed all the Halloween themed topics and stuff.
The spookiness.
I'm pretty intrigued with all the stuff that we did talk about though. So I mean I wouldn't mind like exploring some of the things that we talked about exploring in a future episode. So stay tuned, keep listening.
Put things you want us to manifest in the comments, and maybe we'll go that direction.
Actually, that's a
a
very
good-
good idea. Yeah, if you guys, depending on what platform you guys are listening to, if you have that opportunity to post any comments, let's hear your suggestions, and maybe we will. Maybe we will try it out.
Yeah, Mow Mows.
All right.
Sweet.
You have just listened to the Profoundly Normal podcast. I'm Randy.
I'm Monty.
Kaylee.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Have a good night. Be safe.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye.
What if we listen back?
And there's ghosts.
Yeah.
No.